Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mundus.
The Earth is spinning on its axis 1,000 miles an hour. Like if I was God spinning a basketball 1,000 miles an hour. And at the same time it's doing that, the Earth is going in orbit around the sun. At guess what rate of speed? 66,000 miles an hour. 66,000 miles an hour, 1,000 miles an hour. And on top of that, the whole solar system's going through the Milky Way galaxy. At guess what rate of speed? 400,000 miles an hour. 400,000 miles an hour, 66,000 miles an hour, and 1,000 miles an hour. And to top it all off, as that's happening, the whole Milky Way galaxy is tearing through the universe. At guess what rate of speed? 2.2 million miles an hour. And that, officer, is why I failed to walk a straight line as you requested a few moments ago.
Frank, I like your bracelet. It's cute.
Come on, man. Don't stop. You guys see these coasters? The giraffes?
Yeah. Cute. They are cute. Just like your bracelet. Let me ask you a question, Frank. Are my pants on fire?
Oh?
Oh, weird. Because it kind of sounds like you're calling me a liar.
I'm not trying to call you a liar.
You think my bungalow's cute, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
You think my sconces are cute?
Yeah.
You think my pig's cute? I know damn well you think my bar cart's cute. So I think it's safe to say that I know cute. So when I say that your bracelet's cute, either I'm a fucking liar, or your bracelet is fucking cute. So I'll ask you one more time. Are my pants on fucking fire?
No, man. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you a liar. I just wish I could recognize cute in myself.
I wish you could too, homie.
Would you guys be there for me if I was going through something?
No. Nope. Absolutely not.
I hope it sucks whatever you're going through.
I hope it sucks.
What the fuck?
I hope it emotionally scars you for the rest of your life.
I hope you reach out to me so I can ignore you.
I can't wait to go to your funeral knowing that I could have changed that outcome.
Man, what the hell?
Shit got real quick.
I was just asking if you would be there for me.
My wife went into a coma.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And the doctor said to me, you won't hear this from any 1935 comic. He says to me, there's one way to wake her up, but it's a little unconventional. You go in there and you have oral sex with her. I said, by God. He says, I've seen it work. I said, well, I'm willing to try. So I go in there, I'm in there about 5 minutes, and I come out. I said, Doc, she's choking.
This is a message. It's a warning, and you know who you are. I want my money back. This is it. Because if I catch you out, and you don't have my money back, that's warning number 2. We're getting into high territory. Because after that, if I still catch you out, warning number 3. Oh, and you do not want to get involved with warning number 3. You don't want it. You do not want it. And if somehow we get past warning number 5, and I really hope we don't, you're out of the group. Sorry. I mean, you'll be invited to like main things like Christmas and the wedding, but normal hangs, regular hangs, you can forget it. That's only for the main crew. And stop telling people that there is no crew, because there is. You're not my only friend. Not the only person I hang out with or talk to, so stop spreading that.
City is doomed, Commander Fistfight. I've poisoned the water supply.
Actually, because you poisoned the water supply, we discovered that the city's pipe infrastructure is really severely outdated. So thank you for bringing our attention to that. Millions of people could have gotten really sick over the next few years. Secondly, because you snuck past the security system so easily, we found out that funds specifically for that security system were being embezzled by government officials, so we've busted a major fraud ring. And finally, the pathogen you unleashed does give people mild diarrhea, but we found it also is a great source of vitamin C.
Okay, whatever. Take this!
You fixed my shoulder.
God damn!
Dude, why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies if you cook bacon and bake cookies?
Ryan, please not now. I'm trying to sleep.
Do clothes in China just say made down the road?
Doc, I don't know. The government says we can't leave our house anymore because all the questions he asks is a threat to society. I mean, look at Jimmy. He's out for the count.
If your shirt isn't tucked into your pants, is your pants tucked into your shirt? If you're invisible and you close your eyes, can you see through your eyelids? Dude, a fire truck is actually a water truck. I really miss Jimmy.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a man in my house with a knife and I think he's trying to kill me.
You think he's trying to kill you?
Yes, please hurry. I'm hiding right now.
Oh, well, you can't do that.
What?
Yeah, man, you're good. You can't kill people. It's illegal. Any other issues today?
What the? Yes, man. Yeah, I know, but I still think he's trying to.
Okay, but he can't, dude. It's illegal. It's called murder. I mean...
Yeah, no shit. I know it's illegal, dude. That's why I'm calling the police. I don't think he's very concerned with laws right now.
Yeah, but he can't.
Yeah, sure, legally, but I think physically he's gonna do it regardless.
Dude, he can't. Put me on speaker.
No, I'm not gonna...
Just do it, dude.
Okay.
Hey, yo, killer. I always saw it. You can't kill Buddy over here, eh? It's illegal. Oh, for real, for real? I don't make the rules. Oh, shit, eh? My bad.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foo Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
That's it.
Thank you all so very much for listening to the Foo Bar Show, and a special thanks to you Foos who subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow Foos. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our Instagram and TikTok at Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we are back. We have taken, 3 weeks off?
Just about.
3 weeks off because you've been studying for a lot of your exams. Apparently you have some exams for school. And, we've been warning everybody throughout the year that Steph's back in school. Are you at least passing your classes, Steph?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's good enough.
Didn't expect that.
How dare you? I am an excellent student.
You are an excellent student. Very kudos.
Thank you.
A lot has happened since our last episode, Steph. We've gone to When We Were Young Fest. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, go for it. How'd you like When We Were Young Fest this year? And this year was a little different from last year because each band that played the festival played an entire album.
Yeah,
in their catalog.
They played their most popular album, the one that kind of got them started or just like pushed them over the edge and really captivated the hearts of the audience.
Yeah, except for the Used. They picked their sophomore album when they could have just picked their freshman album. Which and if you ask me, that's the one that really got them to that level. But anyway.
So before the festival started, I prepared myself by taping up my knee and my ankle because as the years have progressed, I have now knee weakness. So I don't know what's going on. I work out.
You're an old maid.
I work out. I probably work out too much and I just overdid it. So I had to tape up my knee and I was like, okay, cool. I got water, sunblock, comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
My knees taped up. I took some Aleve.
Yeah, you did take lots of Aleve, enough to kill a small puppy.
And I was just like, cool, I'm ready for it. Considering we're going to be up for like 12 hours.
Yeah, we were there for a solid 12, I would say.
We stayed at the Strat this time, which was really nice because we literally
well,
just
hang
walked
on. It wasn't nice as in the hotel was nice. It was nice that it was just across the street from the festival ground.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I mean, we've got a lot of notes about the Stratosphere.
I mean, there's a reason why people don't think of the Stratosphere when they think of going to Vegas, because it's kind of dumpy. It's old. They've said that they've renovated quite a few rooms, but I think that only goes so far with the Stratosphere. I mean, sure, there's new materials that coat the exterior of the bedroom and such, but a lot of stuff wasn't working. The electrical outlets, the door of the restroom was millimeters away from the toilet.
Like, I had to do one of the things where I had to spread my legs over the toilet and back up. Bless you. Just so I can open the door. It was like really awkward.
It was awkward.
It was awkward. But it was like a couple lights down from the venue, so that was nice.
And this year they've wised up to it and have increased their rooms per night pretty like substantially. Like I think it's $200 to $300 more than it was last year per night.
Ooh.
And because they are in fair proximity of the freaking fairgrounds right there. I mean, that's kind of a huge perk considering, our last experience previous to this one was when we stayed over at the Horseshoe, previously known as Bally's. And it was a drag trying to get to the fairgrounds because we're like, oh, we'll take the monorail.
Nobody's going to take the monorail.
And everybody was taking the monorail. It was full. Like every cart was full.
Dude, it took us almost 90 minutes to get there.
And we missed a couple of the first bands that we really wanted to watch. So we're like, we're going to stay at the Stratosphere. And then we didn't get tickets to next year's because I was at the... when those tickets were on sale, I was at the Dodger Parade. But we'll go into that in a second. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what was your favorite part of When We Were Young Fest, Steph?
I really did enjoy the VIP experience. We had a good section, and I felt like it was just the right amount of space. It's going to be crowded. I don't know.
Not as crowded as GA, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard GA was miserable to get out of.
I can imagine. We've been a part of that already twice.
Right. VIP section was nice because it had their own set of food stops and bars.
Bathrooms.
Yep, bathrooms are really nice.
There was no line for the bar.
I have to give it up to the cleaning staff. The entire time, every single restroom was spotless.
Well, the VIP restrooms are spotless.
No, because I went to the GA one.
Did you?
At some point.
Okay.
And they're really clean. There's always a bathroom attendant there, and they're just constantly wiping things down. So kudos to them.
Right on. Okay.
Honestly,
nice.
Thanks for that because.
Yeah, because it could suck.
You have over 70,000 people, so
yeah,
it's gonna get messy. But
and the turnout for this has been one of the most populated turnouts for this particular fairground. Like a lot of the other festivals that they have at these fairgrounds don't get so populated as When We Were Young. So I guess us millennials are really pushing it.
We are. Yeah, I did see a lot of young kids there too.
Yeah.
So some of the millennials who have passed down their love of music,
indoctrinated their children to love these emo bands. Yeah.
I really loved how they played full albums, which was really nice. And I think my favorite part was when we got into the used pit, because I was like, I don't really get into pits that much, but I was like,
right.
This is, I haven't seen the used before, and I really wanted to go.
Wasn't it an all-girl pit at first?
It was. So there was
cool.
5 or 6 girls that were just like, let's go. I was like, fuck yeah. And I threw my backpack at you, and I was like, hold this. And so we were going on.
Hold my purse.
Hold my purse. So we were getting in there, and then we had done a couple of turns of the circle before the guys started getting in there. But once they got in there, they went in hard. And they started thrashing. And at some point, I looked over to see, the girls had started disappearing. And I was just like, where the fuck did they go? So I looked over to my left. At the same time, some guy was cocking his elbow back. And I got knocked right in the nose. And I was just like, that's why they left. Okay, I'm done. But I couldn't get out right away because like the motion of the pit, like I had to do a couple more turns.
You had to complete your orbit.
Yeah. And then in the meantime, I had gotten like my foot smashed and I was like limping on my bad leg. My eyes are already watering from getting smacked in the face and I'm just getting like pushed around, which is like, that's what happens in the pit.
It went south pretty quickly for you there.
It was just a little too much. Like I knew what to expect, but
your bag was safe with me.
But ow. And then so I ended up not ending up like at the back of the pit. I ended up more towards the front, going towards the stage. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait here. I'm just gonna wait here. And then I saw you like easily just like surf your way over. And it's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, how did you survive that so quickly?
They weren't that big. I mean, for you, they were.
Yeah.
But those guys weren't that big. Yeah, it was fun, and it was funny to watch. I mean, you still were having a great time, despite the fact you got your ass kicked for a second.
Yeah,
there.
like
I could tell. She's fine.
Yeah,
she's gonna be fine.
I fully know like what to expect in the pit. It was just it hurt a little bit more than expected, so
Right.
I just stepped out. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, you're a strong, independent woman, Steph. She'll be fine.
I mean, I fight for a sport, so
Yeah. Recently, that's another thing that went down too. You got your third degree.
Third degree
Black belt in Taekwondo.
That's
Steph.
correct. That's
Congratulations.
correct.
That was fun.
You.
I was there.
I did not expect that test to go on as long as it did.
It was like 3 hours.
There were 30 students there, and it took over 3 hours.
They spent too much time on this kid who couldn't break a board. This kid was like, he was what, 8?
It had to be.
Maybe 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah. No, like 75 pounds. This
soaking
kid,
wet.
Yeah.
This little scrawny kid, a poor guy.
No, but yeah, that's part of you passing the test. Is you have to show that you're able to break it. Sure, you might have the power, but if you don't have the form, it's not going to be there.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to break the board. And so, oh my goodness, we were just going around and round in circles. And then at some point they pulled him, the Hazard Masters are talking to him. It's like trying to encourage him. And we're all like rooting for him. It's like, come on, you could do this.
I was rooting to go home.
Right. And then finally, it was like we have gone through all of the drills and all of the rigorous tests for that night.
Yeah.
We were just waiting for him to break the board. And I was like, finally, you broke the board. And I scream, yeah, let's go home.
Fucking finally. Yeah, that was dope. But anyway, back to when we were young.
Right.
One thing that you noticed and started to kind of inform me was that prior to the start of that festival, a lot of people were complaining about the VIP situation because the space for VIP had decreased pretty significantly from previous years.
So here's what some VIP people wanted in terms of viewing space.
Because they've had this before, was the argument.
Something similar.
Okay.
I don't think they exactly had this set up before, but the VIP wanted to be in the front where Pink and Purple stage. So Pink and Purple stage are the main stages for the night.
Yep.
And so the way the GA was set up is just like it kind of funnels down the middle and then VIP's off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a lot of great viewing space, VIP section off to the side. It kind of like splits the stage in half between VIP and then the GA.
Yeah.
So VIP wanted a connecting route between the front of Pink stage and the front of Purple stage.
Yeah.
You can't have that because that's where like all of the people drop off when they crowd surf. That's where the security is.
Security needs that space.
Like safety wise, you can't be that close. And so
unless you only open it up between sets, which is virtually impossible because as soon as one stops playing, the other one begins seconds later. So that's not going to happen. The alternative is to have a lane behind the stages or a bridge, which is not going to happen.
No, you just go around.
Yeah, I mean, it is a drag to get from one side to the other on a VIP perspective. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, you guys are VIP, like, quit complaining. You're getting an awesome view regardless. I mean, no matter where you were standing in the VIP, the view was pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. And you didn't have anybody breathing down your neck either. Not necessarily, unless you were like at the very front. but it's not that, it wasn't that bad. I would have liked for it to go in a little bit more into like where the GA, like it's a tad bit more for the price that I paid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad at the end of the day. Like I was still having a good time. The bar situation was incredible. There was just no lines when we tried to get a beer or a seltzer or whatever the fuck.
Because honestly, that in the GA section or like, outside the VIP, it's going to take you like 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes
there's a lot of lines for food, for drinks, so it was really nice. That was a huge perk. You were able to. Now the one thing is that when you buy a lot of beverages, you get a lot of opportunities to tip, and if you're not careful or have some kind of a budget, you're gonna end up tipping like over $100 in one day.
Dude,
which is, I mean, the tipping culture is getting out of control. I mean, it's nothing new to anybody, really.
It's ridiculous. I must have spent like almost $100 just in tips.
And you know what they're doing now? You know how like before it was like 18%, 20%, 25%, let's say.
Oh, from left to right?
From left to right. Now they flipped it where the largest numbers on the left, because that's where your mind and your finger would go to click on that. And then by the time you already clicked and realized that you already just tipped 25%.
Oh, shit.
Like, God damn it. So beware, everybody. That's what's going on at festivals now, where you just pay attention to the screen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Another big thing was the typos for the merchandise.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't on purpose, right? Somebody really dropped the ball here.
They did. I don't know who was the QC. They must have called out sick that day before I went to the printing press.
Yeah.
But, you got bands like Armor for Sleep, which now became Amore for Sleep.
Or is it like Newfound Glory was like New and Glory or something like that?
Yeah. And then We Are in the Crowd, or We Are the In Crowd, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, they misspelled quite a bit, like 7, maybe more than that, bands. Mm-hmm. My Chemical Romance, I don't know if they misspelled theirs, but they misspelled a lot of notable bands.
But it was funny because at least I know for Armor for Sleep, they actually leaned into it. They're just like, should we make these shirts now? Would you guys buy this?
And then they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think they sold out? Have you checked?
I haven't checked recently. Oh. I just checked like, a couple days after. Oh.
Whoops. Sorry. Sorry, I need to stop doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the festival was pretty dope, but we were there for a good amount of time. We got there before 10:30. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't leave until almost midnight.
Yeah.
And we were hungry. So we were walking around. There's a Denny's and an IHOP down the street. And so all of those places, everybody has the same idea. Oh, let's go here.
Let's go eat.
Meanwhile, I can't walk anymore because my bum leg. And I'm just like, just go without me. Oh, it'll be okay.
No, we ended up not going to Denny's or IHOP because everybody was going there. We ended up going to Tacos Mexico, which was right there, but that line was ridiculous. There was only 2 people working that poor establishment, and we just stuck it out because I was just too hungry. There was nowhere else we could have gone.
Yeah.
At that point, it was already like 2 a.m. or something. Mm-hmm. So by the time we started eating, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, Vegas is always cool.
We did it at a nice steakhouse. I think it's called May Dailies,
oh,
right across the street from the Strat.
I had a filet mignon there. It was delightful.
I had a French,
exquisite.
Yes, I had a little bit of yours. It was nice. I had some French onion soup.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was like the best thing I ever ate. And like the
Rave
chefs,
reviews. Yeah.
the chefs bring it out to you, and they're like, it's super fancy, and they actually have a dress code. Mm-hmm. So this guy was wearing a hat. They wouldn't let him into the main restaurant.
Right. I was wearing a hat.
We got sat by the bar. But you know what?
I was wearing my LA hat because the Dodgers
really nice.
were playing.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. And then like a week or so later, the Dodgers win the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
That was sick.
I was in class that night and we were watching it. And so like my professor would lecture a little bit and then we would go on to practice. And then we would be watching it at the same time while we were practicing outside of the lecture.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, after the Dodgers won the World Series, there was no way I wasn't going to go to the parade. I mean, there was 1988. I was 1 year old. There was no way that was going to happen. 2020 was COVID. So nobody had a parade. That wasn't happening. So this year, I'm just like, I'm going to go to a Dodger parade. If they win next year, I may or may not go. But like, this is pretty notable for me as a Dodger fan, lifelong Dodger fan. And it was pretty awesome, man. I went by myself. I backpacked it over there. I even took my work computer so I can knock out a couple things on the train. And at Union Station, you ended up dropping me off at the Covina station there. I ended up taking that over to Union Station, chilled there for a little bit, knocked out a couple emails. And then I just started seeing the entire swarm of Dodger fans starting to arrive. By then it was like 10:30. I'm like, okay, I need to start getting out there. And I got a pretty cool spot. It was Spring and First? Is that the name of that street? It's like adjacent from City Hall. And the people around me were pretty cool. I mean, I was able to get in. I'm sure that if I didn't go alone, I would have been mercy to me plus that other person or group of people that I might have gone with, being let in through, in a group that was already kind of there and established. But people were pretty cool to let me in. I was by like one of the media towers where there was a lot of like news cameras and stuff like that.
You actually had a pretty decent spot.
Yeah. And I saw, the parade. It didn't last very long. The parade itself was maybe 5 minutes. And the buses that the players were on were late because they were stuck in traffic.
Of course.
Because it's LA.
Yeah.
And then I met up with Josh and his brother. His brother doesn't even live in LA anymore. He lives in San Francisco, but he's also a lifelong Dodger fan. So he flew in just for that. And like, he wasn't even in LA, in like Southern California for more than 10 hours. He flew in and he got the hell out of there.
Oh, damn.
Same day. So that was cool. We went to eat at some Mexican joint by Covina. So we got pretty drunk there. And then you picked me up. So that was awesome. I think that was a day well spent. I didn't have to take any PTO off or a sick day from work because I was working technically.
You were working. Remotely.
And it's funny because my boss, the director, he's like, hey man, can we move our one-on-one to Friday at 10:30? And I'm like, no. No.
Immediately,
no, sorry man, can we do maybe Monday morning? And then he's just like, yeah, no worries. And then like an hour or so goes by and then he slacks me and he's just like, hey, is the reason you can't do 10:30 on Friday because you're going to be at the parade? I'm just like, I'll be working from Union Station. Happy face. And then he's just like, yeah, send pictures. And then I did. Well, I sent the video of me, watching the buses go by. So I'm sure he appreciated that.
Right.
He's a huge Dodger fan too. So he was super happy for it. So he understands. If he didn't, we'd have a problem.
You know what? You got your work done.
Yeah, it was fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Todo tranquilo. Yeah. And that's that, and then the election. But that's a whole nother thing.
We don't talk about that.
That's
because we're
won't.
not that kind of podcast. So moving on. We saw The Substance.
The Substance was a good movie.
You know what? I thought it was pretty humorous at the end.
For those who haven't seen The Substance, as Demi Moore, right, as the protagonist, and who then becomes an antagonist. It's just the whole thing about like inner beauty, and it's a big metaphor, but it's really well done.
Yeah,
kind of sci-fi-ish. I'd recommend it.
Yes, watch it,
please.
The Substance.
Yeah,
you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, it's a good movie. And then aside from that stuff, what else do you got?
I got some Geeking Out stuff.
Yeah? Can you try to talk a little bit more because I don't have the drop ready?
Okay, I got a movie for you. I got a TV show that I watched that used to be a podcast that I can talk about, and then we can talk about a character from the Penguin.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify some things as to who she is, what she does.
All right, let's do it. Well, it's funny you bring up that the Penguin, because I had something about the Penguin as well, but it doesn't seem like you want to start with that.
No, we can lead into it later. Real quick, because I just saw this. I had no idea that Mortal Kombat was getting a sequel. I mean, I kind of did.
It'd be weird if they didn't, because I thought the first one was well received, right?
Right. Guess who's going to play Johnny Cage?
Who?
Carl Urban.
Of course.
Johnny Cage.
Not of course, but I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it still follows Cole Young and his allies from the first movie. There's going to be another tournament.
As per usual.
As per usual. The trailer's already out, so go check that out. There's not much information outside of that.
Okay.
That's
Geeking Out, everybody.
Yeah. And that'll
The
be
Edge of Sleep.
The Edge of Sleep. So this is the one that...
I haven't seen this yet.
I originally heard this as a podcast from Q Code Media. It's also called The Edge of Sleep. It's with Mark Fishback, aka Markiplier, if you follow him on YouTube. He does all these horror game playthroughs, and he does a lot of skits and stuff like that. So he stars in this Edge of Sleep. And so they adapted the podcast to live action on Amazon Prime Prime Video. And it's real quick. It's only maybe like 8 episodes, and they're all 30 minutes each. So you can get through it real fast. And it's about a night watchman who finishes his shift and notices that people are starting to die. And they figure out like, oh, they're dying in their sleep. And he goes to the hospital and they try to figure out like what's happening from there. And the whole series just goes real quick after that.
Wow. Okay.
It's a nice watch. I feel like it answers a lot of stuff. Sci-fi, definitely.
Tight.
Yep.
Okay.
So Edge of Sleep.
I'll have to check that out.
Edge of Sleep.
Another show that went rather quickly too was Agatha. Agatha All Along. We just finished watching the season.
Yeah.
And I think we knocked most of it out yesterday because we were just vegging out. And I liked it. What did you think in comparison to all the other series?
I really liked it. It was more comparable to like WandaVision. You know how like we couldn't wait for the next episode for WandaVision to come out?
Yeah.
So this was like almost on the same level because every episode in Agatha, it just got progressively better and better.
Well, and each episode was dedicated to one of the characters in particular too, which was, I thought, pretty cool.
I really did like how they took all of the elements of the history of being a witch and they put it on scene. So it's all the little things like the potions and the dresses and, you know, the enchantments and things like that.
And they also explain that you don't have to have powers as a witch to be able to do witchy things.
Right.
As long as you know your shit.
Yeah. So I really like that part.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, what's the other thing you wanted to bring up?
The last one is related to Penguin.
All right.
And it's a little bit about Sofia Gigante.
I can change her.
So this is what she was like in the comics. So she actually assumes the mantle of the Hangman because she is...
Everybody's calling her that anyway.
Well, no. So it's a little bit different in the show. In the comic book, she's actually Sofia Falcone, and then her last name Gigante is actually from her husband.
Okay.
So she becomes a Sofia Falcone Gigante.
Rather in Penguin, it was because of her mom, her maiden name.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's out to get everybody that kind of killed her dad, and it's led by Harvey Dent. And so she goes on this killing spree, trying to find Harvey and, you know, put everybody in their place. In doing so, she actually comes into encounter with, the Calendar Man. She beats him up. She actually kills her brother, Alberto.
Oh, wow.
Which is, you know, different from
yeah.
what's in the show. And she has a one-on-one with Two-Face, and she's about to hang him when Batman comes and saves the day and saves Harvey Dent. And then, so like they're talking.
Crazy.
You know how like villains, they like to talk.
Sure.
So they're talking too much.
The monologue.
Between Sophia and Batman.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, Harvey just shoots Sophia in the head and boom, story's over.
Classic Harvey. Classic. Yeah, that's awesome.
Long story short.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that I don't like what's going on right now in Penguin, but and by the way, the last episode airs tonight as we record this, episode 8. But you know, speaking of, and that's awesome. But you know, speaking of the Penguin, we don't know if we're going to get a season 2, and the reason for that is that Colin Farrell, even though we assume because he says that he had a great time, it doesn't seem like he was having a great time towards the end of the filming of it. So like, it seems like if he does return, it kind of has to be super worth it. Like the story has to be pretty, like it has to just one up what season 1 was. Let's see here. He has said that he's not really eager to repeat the experience. Speaking in an interview with Total Film earlier this year, he was asked about the potential for a renewal, replying, "I don't know, man, don't get me wrong. I loved it. It got on me a little bit. By the end of it, I was bitching and moaning to anyone who would listen to me that I fucking wanted it to be finished. I tried to remind them that I had grumpy gratitude." I think it had a lot to do with, you know, the makeup process, you know.
That probably just takes a long time, hours and hours.
Yeah, that alone. And then I'm sure there's just hours and hours of recording with that stuff on too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess that would make anybody pretty grumpy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great show. Mm-hmm. I love how it's still in the Batman universe without being in the Batman universe, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Check it out.
They say that they may continue to do this kind of villain type of TV series adaptation where it's still within that Matt Reeves Batman universe, but the next one may be the Joker. I don't know how to feel about that. We only saw the Joker for a couple of seconds in that first movie. What do you think about that? I mean, it's got to be good. I hope it's good if they end up going through with it, right?
Right. I would just leave the Joker alone and go somewhere else. Like, I would like to see Harvey Dent. I would like to see maybe some of the more obscure characters, maybe like Black Mask or even Calendar Man, who is actually, you know, pretty diabolical in his own way.
I heard that the big bad in the next movie, the Batman movie, is going to be Freeze. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know. Speculation at this point.
Yeah. But that'd be cool. So
Freeze?
we wouldn't need him. I guess we wouldn't need him in the TV show if we didn't have a good storyline for him. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Joker has tons of storylines.
I think we're all like Jokered out. I want to see somebody else, which is why Penguin looks so good, and it's fun to watch because
it was a mafia story.
Yeah, which is
it was like
really, yeah.
He pretty much was Tony Soprano the whole fucking time. It was great. I loved it. Everything about it. It was great. And then we're gonna get that finale. I hope it pays off.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like there's a lot for them to tie up right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He has to kill Sophia in this episode for him to become the Penguin.
Or does he?
Or I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I guess. A lot of people would have seen it, I think, by the time they hear this. So
yeah.
But let's see what else we got here. What do you think about the new Star Wars trilogy that's been discussed so far?
What is it? 11, 10, or 10, 11, 12?
10, 11, 12 is going to be made. Den of Geek. This is how they start their article. Somehow the Skywalker saga returned, at least potentially. So despite the mixed reviews about the sequel trilogy, the unclear current plans for a standalone Rey movie and Lucasfilm's current track record for announcing movies only to end up shelving them months later or even years later, it seems as though yet another filmmaker is set to throw in their hat in the ring for a fresh Star Wars trilogy. A lot of people are upset because obviously the sequel trilogy was not well received. It was kind of all over the place. Didn't really tie anything in. I personally didn't care about any of the characters. None of them. It was a marketing success. I mean, they made tons of money from it, but from a storytelling perspective, I didn't appreciate any of it. I mean, even Mark Hamill didn't want to endorse it.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was just like a tasteless cash grab.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
And now what we and then at some point, in the last few weeks, we've been hearing that Rey's going to get her own set of trilogies, which is like, all right, whatever. But now, like, they're going to keep this whole Skywalker thing going with her and all the other characters we've already met for like another trilogy. And it's supposed to address what it didn't satisfy the first time around in the sequels. I mean, if they end up going through with it, it better not suck. I mean, their track record is not great. What's her face? Kennedy, who's helming this whole thing, has just really kind of shat on the whole thing. I don't know.
I don't think we need 3 more movies.
Ahsoka has introduced a whole new universe, like literally a whole new galaxy.
Yeah.
With like new rules, potentially a new culture, things that we haven't seen in the Star Wars universe so far. Like now they've expanded it over intergalactical. Is that how you say that? Intergalactical.
Intergalactic.
Because it was
Planetary.
intragalactic. Anyway.
Intragalactic, which means
within the
your
same
own galaxy.
Yes, and now they're going
intergalactic. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, they really brought in a lot of the witchcraft and the religion in those series. So maybe they should just put a little bit more effort into those and expand those with the upcoming, seasons rather than I don't know. We don't need 3 more movies.
I could not give a fuck about a Skywalker continuation. Like Ahsoka should be the one taking over from here.
Yeah.
She's the only one I'm excited about. Even to an extent that the Mandalorian too. I mean, at the end of the Mandalorian, he was supposed to be patrolling the outer parts of the galaxy. I'm surprised he didn't come up towards the end of the Ahsoka season.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool. They're going to tie that in, and then they didn't. So maybe they will next time.
Space Police.
The Space Police, yes. What else you got, Steph?
No, that was it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, no.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no.
Well, then that's going to do it then. Well, what is this? It's pretty short and sweet, no?
Yep. Just a nice little quick refresher for you, letting you know
Have
what
we missed
we did.
anything else? I mean, a lot of shit has gone down in the last 3-4 weeks that we haven't done an episode yet.
Yeah, I mean, we've been just mainly watching a lot of stuff. We watched Terrifier 1 and 2.
We still need to do 3.
Which is a Christmas movie.
Is it?
I don't know. He was wearing a Santa hat in the trailer.
Oh, good
so
enough for me. All right.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We still need to finish a bunch of stuff, too.
All right. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show, and a special thanks to you Foos who subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow Foos. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our Instagram and TikTok at Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com, and we'll fill it up like a couple of Foos. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Truck, jeans, beer, girl, creek, boots, truck, tan legs, train, dog, beer, Dixie cup. Got a beer in my beer and a Chevy in my truck. Got a dog at the wheel, cut off jeans truck. Dirt road, back road, beer, moonlight, red, white, and blue, girl, Friday night. I got my boots in the dirt, got the dirt from a dirt road beneath my truck. Got the truck from my girl, she's got the dirt. I got the dirt from the dirt from the truck. I got my boots in the dirt, I got the dirt from a dirt road beneath my truck. Got the truck from my girl, she's got them boots in the dirt. Got the dirt from the dirt road. Got a beer in my beer and a Chevy in my truck. Got a dog at the wheel, cut off jeans truck. Dirt road, back road, beer, moonlight, red, white, and blue, girl, Friday night. Fish bait, tailgate, small town, y'all. Hanks on whiskey shot, fake southern drawl. Red dirt, amen, farm, double wide. Beer, 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 and I'm proud of my pride. Got a beer in my beer and a Chevy in my truck. Got a dog at the wheel, cut off jeans. The truck.